everyone. For those of you that don't know me or haven't met me, my name is Nathan Balakrishnan and I hope this video message finds you well. We're going to do a few more of these video messages over the coming weeks and months. It's a bit more interesting than just sending out emails, so we hope you find them informative, and we'll keep them as short as possible because we understand that we're all very busy. So for this week's message, we thought we'd start by telling you a little bit about what's been happening here at 10 Forward over the last couple of months. So a few days before the lockdown began, we started moving everyone out of the office to work from home. Fortunately, I only live just a few minutes away from the office, so I'm still able to come in. That's still practical. And also, for those of you that know Sanish Patel, he just lives around the corner as well. But it's been really surreal coming into the office and seeing it completely empty, not just of people, but of equipment. So we're definitely looking forward to the time when everyone's back in the office. Right from the beginning, when these changes of working practices were pushed on us, as a management team, we realised how important it would be to come up with a very clear strategy for the coming weeks. But also we realised it was tremendously important to make sure that that strategy was adaptable and could change, because things have literally changed on a day-by-day basis, haven't they? We also realised that we had to communicate that regularly and efficiently to the rest of the team so that we all knew exactly what was happening. So right from the beginning, from the very first day that we all started working from home, we started doing a daily morning catch-up over video conference. And that's been fantastic. It's been really useful. It's an opportunity for everyone to talk to each other, but also to see what everyone's working on, what they've got planned for the day, to share any issues and to be able to speak about that amongst ourselves. Invariably, a lot of the discussions have been around the various government assistance programs that have been released, sometimes daily. For example, we had one just this week about the government bounce back loan. So that's been really useful. We have continued to use video conferencing throughout the day, spending obviously whenever the opportunity is there to contact each other by video conference, and we found that tremendously useful. For the first few weeks, a lot of us were working 16, 18-hour days because of the additional work, and that's for a number of reasons. Firstly, the normal work that we do hasn't really changed. HMRC have been very clear in saying that deadlines still need to be met. So we've still had to help clients meet compliance. But as I mentioned, all of these government assistance programs that were being rolled out, we had to spend a tremendous amount of time translating the information that was coming out of HMRC, being able to establish who was eligible for what, being able to get that information out to our clients in an understandable format, and being able to help clients access that. And to do that, as you hopefully know, we developed the CCAP program, so the COVID-19 Client Assistance Program, and it's been fantastic to hear that it's been overwhelmingly well received by clients. The reaction to it has been tremendously positive. Thank you very much for your feedback. That's really useful, so please keep that coming. Many clients have come back to us and said how useful the information has been, or they've come back and said, could you also do this, or this hasn't been quite as useful. We really, really do need that feedback, so please keep that coming. But it's been great to see that overwhelmingly the majority of people have really benefited from that. As you know, we haven't furloughed any staff, as we mentioned, for the reasons that we just said, that it's been quite busy over the last few weeks. Just filling out a CBILS application can take a couple of days, liaising with the lenders and the various people, stakeholders involved in that takes a tremendous amount of time. Even just something like submitting the furlough details can take time as well. So all of those things have added to the workload of the team. But I'm really pleased to say how well the team has responded. We've got an excellent team, and it's been great to see how they've adapted to the changes that have been broadly and quite widely forced on us and forced on all of us because of the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. So working from home, being on your own, being isolated, not being able to see people and not being able to follow the normal routine that we're all used to, that has taken its toll, and there are various impacts from that we've had to consider. But it's been great to see that the team members have stepped up to the challenge and worked and supported each other. So that's a little bit about 10 Forward and what's been happening here. I thought We could also talk about some of the government assistance programs, specifically the CBILS one. As you know, this week they announced the bounce back loan scheme, and hopefully you've seen the email that we've sent out about that, and we'll update you on information on that as soon as we get it and how you can apply for that. So that's designed for people who need only as much, up to a maximum of 50,000, but it's supposed to be much more accessible and much more rapid. They're saying a 24-hour turnaround, so we'll wait and see how that works. But for the original CBILS scheme, launched over a month ago, that's designed for people who need up to 5 million. And that scheme, as we all know, hasn't been quite successful as everyone had hoped. Not nearly enough of the applications have been approved. Things have been quite difficult and quite sticky in the first few weeks. But we've definitely seen an improvement in the last week. We've been working extensively with a lot of the banks and a lot of the finance lenders and panels of providers to work out the kinks in the system and to find out how best and how quickly we can get those applications pushed through. So we thought we could share with you some of the information and the things that we've learnt in dealing with that process over the last few weeks. So first of all, one of the things that we've noticed that a lot of banks and lenders have been looking for very specifically is they want to see that the business has been profitable and going along reasonably well before COVID-19 struck. They also want to see that there's a very clear plan for getting back to profitability in the near future. But one of the other key things that we've noticed they're looking for is they want to see demonstrated very, very specifically how COVID-19 has impacted a business's profit and cash flow. And by that, they don't just want to see us saying, well, COVID-19 has affected us, so we need the money. They want us to demonstrate exactly how that's happened. So for example, a business might have found that their projects coming in the next few months have all been cancelled by their customers because of COVID-19. That needs to be shown in the application process, in the forecast. Perhaps they found that their customers aren't paying them anymore or can't pay them on time or have extended their payment days from 30 to 60 or 90, as we've seen in a lot of cases. Those specific things need to be shown in the forecast process and need to be demonstrated. And that's made applications much stronger, much more robust, and more likely to go through much quicker. So one of the tools that we found really useful for that process has been this cash flow modelling and financial modelling software that we're using. We've been using it for a number of years, but we've definitely found that improving the way that we've used it over the last couple of months has been really useful. Specifically, in being able to map out the worst case scenario for the business over the next 3 to 6 months. And that's been tremendously beneficial on two fronts. First of all, it's been essential for the CBILS application process, but it's also been really useful for the clients themselves to be able to see this is exactly what the worst case scenario looks like, and then to be able to plan, to be able to say, well, what can I do to improve that? What steps do I need to take? What measures do I need to take because of that? And let's see that modelled over the next few months. What happens if I introduce this or I take that away? How will that affect the cash flow over the next 3 to 6 months? The feedback from clients again has been tremendously positive when they've gone through that process with us. So that's been really good to see. So that's just a little bit about CBILS. As I mentioned, in the coming weeks we'll do more videos, so we'll cover some of the other government assistance programs like furloughing, the self-assessment grant scheme, which we should see coming into effect as payments should be coming out in June, the enhanced time to pay scheme that HMRC has launched, and the enhanced universal credit scheme. We'll send out further information on those. One final thought I'd like to mention that all clients have stated and we ourselves have found is that to get through this crisis and to be able to trade out of it in the coming months, planning is absolutely essential. Can't emphasize that enough. It's really important to plan everything and to have every eventuality covered, and we can help you with that. So just get in touch with us if you've got any questions about that. So thank you very much for listening. We hope that this video has been informative, and look out for the next ones that we're going to send, and I hope you have a nice weekend. Thank you.